What does it mean to be a woman who knows the woods? Wow. Well, I guess I know how to eat pitch. And, I know enough to know I have a lot more to learn. So I don't ever come at it from a place of I'm the expert on it, because I'm not. I'm not a forester by training. I know who to go to. I know that on an emotional, if you want to even say spiritual level, how important it is to be in a natural setting. I continue to learn that this is not what most people know. And I'm always amazed when people come out and share what it smells like, or share how it feels, moisture or heat, or walking through a tree farm that has, Douglas firs everywhere, but one part of the tree farm will feel different and smell different and have different sounds, have different sensations. I guess it's also knowing that in that concept of forest, not being forest literate, how emotional we feel towards our natural forests and towards our natural resources, that it's very easy to be manipulated because some people have different value systems. And so for me, it's really important to know factual scientific information, and also to know that not all of us have the same values towards our forests. So that I can live and work on a tree farm is my right, and I take great respect in knowing how to do it correctly, knowing when I need to do it differently, and knowing that other people have different value systems around the forest, and that's okay too.
I love this tree. I've been watching this tree grow for not that many years. In some ways, I call it my knowing tree, because it has grown so fast. And I remember when the leader, the little top part up there, was right here. So this is a good tree to also look at the whorls and the leaders. So we've got 1 year, 2 year. This tree was 3 years old. It was right here. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This tree's about 10 years old. So we can really get a sense of how fast Douglas firs grow when they're in kind of their good soil. They're getting plenty of sunlight. It's a little bit shadier here, so it's got more moisture. So 10 years old, stunning. Grew up in Southern Oregon. I was probably 5 years old, and these were active wigwam burners that were used in the mills, because at that time we didn't have a way to utilize the waste as a product. So all of the barks, all of the sawdust, everything would go from the milling process into a wigwam burner, and then it would accumulate, and then they would set it on fire to burn it. And I remember going past these, and they were bright orange, because the metal was so hot. It was just this bright orange metal beacon almost. There's a great video called Fireflies in the Night, because when we go inside, we'll look up, and all of the ash and embers and sparks, the embers and the sparks would be coming out, and you'd see these like literally fireflies. Very magical for a 5-year-old. So I remember these when they were being used. This is a deck of logs. This is what we are putting together to take to the mills. I just counted this log, and it's basically about 25 years old. So we don't know where this came from, the tree. We cut our logs to the specifications that the mills want. So this might be the middle of the tree. It might be at the root level of the tree. Probably not at the top part. This is about the size of log that mills want these days. So we're growing on working tree farms, logs, trees. We're growing trees pretty quickly. And then we'll go back in and reforest. When I was a child, it was really fascinating growing up in Southern Oregon. I would see log trucks every day going back and forth. And I remember not understanding that when the bunkers are up, that's when the log truck is heading back out into the woods. And I remember as a child sitting there waiting to see logs on that log truck when the bunker was up, and then later realized, oh, that's not how they haul logs. Also growing up, in a timber community, Southern Oregon, Shady Cove area. The first death that I remember as a very young child was a logger who was killed in the woods. So I think for us who are third generation Oregonians or have grown up around this product, there is a natural understanding of working tree farms and seeing log trucks with logs, knowing the entire process. I was trained as a social worker, so I really do see things as systems. And living on this tree farm for the last 10 years, going through an ice storm with disturbance, going through a snowstorm with disturbance, seeing how nature naturally has a resiliency to it, both from invasive species as well as native species. Seeing, you know, those little trees that grow into medium trees, that grow into big trees. Sometimes we leave them. We'll go into a conservation easement and look at trees that we're specifically leaving for habitat. But some trees we are taking to the mill. You know, knowing this forest, if you look at the acronym of N, is humans need this product. And I've put together a kit that I'll share that really looks at, we're not only taking dimensional wood out of this log, but we're using the barks, we're using the sawdust, we're taking a dimensional piece of wood and making it into an engineered wood that's even stronger than a single board by itself. It's an amazing product. Homes are built from wood. The carbon in this tree is stored in the 2x4, the 2x6, the engineered product for the lifetime literally of that house. And this product we can also then recycle. If we don't build with wood, we're building with concrete and steel, not a local product. A lot of energy goes into making that material, and the carbon footprint alone is quite huge. So I love that I can provide this product for our local mills, and that it is a desired building product, very desired. So of course, another product we all love, right, is fires in our fireplaces, not in the woods. We are able to utilize all the extra leftover chunks of wood instead of it just getting put into a burn pile. We bring it down here and it gets processed for firewood, and this is how we heat our house. So we go through about 6 quarts of wood a year, and this has been my late summer job, is getting this cut into appropriate lengths, split, and then stacked into our firewood bay for our winter heat source. Okay. Yeah, so here we are. It's interesting to think about those wigwams when I was younger and watching those log trucks, and then sitting in the middle of a working tree farm, having, I guess by no surprise, married a logger, married a third generation tree farm owner. When we first moved here, I knew very little about forestry. I learn sometimes daily. What I have found, I feel very comfortable though, is living in a forested setting. Even though we say we own this tree farm, I think of myself more as a steward. I live amongst, you know, not only the trees, but the animals, the insects, the bugs, everything that uses this incredible ecosystem. It's also interesting, I grew up in Southern Oregon, came to Eugene, so I've been here since 1981. Went to U of O, got my undergrad in education, got a master's in social work, and really didn't interact much with working tree farms until my husband's parents died and we moved here. So in the last 10 years, I've become a forestry educator. Very passionate about helping our society know about this incredible forest resource that we have in Oregon. Working tree farms are 1/3 of Oregon's forests, so that means 2/3 of Oregon's forests are used for recreation and other opportunities that the public enjoys. And I know there can sometimes be a conflict of people's values of cutting down trees, but all these products that the public demands comes from this incredible resource in Lane and Douglas County that grows so fast, provides so many jobs, and has incredible strong forest practice rules that allow us to know how to manage a tree farm for stream health, animal habitat, working jobs. It's quite the incredible resource that we have in Oregon. And I'm really proud to be a part of it, and proud to help other people
My language has become forest literate because most of us are not. And we have this wonderful Willamette National Forest, Sayusla National Forest in our backyards. People go to it once, twice, maybe 5, even 10 times a year. But to live on a working forest 24/7 and see the changes and how we can interact in a forest setting in a way that's respectful and beneficial, it's quite a wonderful lifestyle, I'll have to say.